Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. What is up, party people?
Yo. And so energetic. I love it.
Yeah, man. That's what that corn liquor does to you.
Oh, yeah.
Corn liquor.
The corn liquor.
It does that, and then you go blind.
That's right.
I thought you were describing. I thought you were describing the statue we were just looking at.
Oh my god. I don't know if we can show that on YouTube without getting fucking banned.
I don't know. It kind of it looked a little weird, kind of dirty, but you know,
definitely not.
Boston. That's kind of a L on that MLK.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good. It's not a good look
there, sir.
It's great.
I know MLK had a little bit of a reputation, but that's
God. Oh yeah, what? they're gonna boot us for sure. Anyway,
it's in the FBI files. I ain't lying.
No, yeah, it's COINTELPRO stuff, man. That's out there. That's out there dirt.
He said that's out there dirt.
That's dirt out there.
Dirt. Yo, I've been getting real fucking rednecky. I've been watching that fucking show Moonshiners.
Oh, dude, I love that show, man.
Into it.
Is that one of those Discovery Channel, History Channel shows?
Yeah. Moonshiners is good, man.
The arc for those channels is just super interesting. Man. How they ended up as like what they are today, of just like reality, and like old people never left either of those, or like the History Channel for sure. Like the History Channel is like it's exclusively like reality TV shows.
Wolfie.
They're like tangentially tied to history. You know what I mean?
Like I'm a documentary freak, but I think I would give up all the History Channel bullshit for just the 9 seasons of Alone. I love that fucking show, man.
Man, what is that,
dude? Okay, so they go to the most desolate places on earth that you can think of.
Yeah,
drop like these bastards off. Yeah, like what is it? What is it? Vancouver Island off the coast of British Columbia.
Yeah.
Right. It's like where there's no like what do you call it? Like no civilization, you know?
Yeah.
That they can get to, you know, like they got
drop them off.
Yeah.
Just drop them off with like 10 fucking things of equipment off a list that they can pick from, and that's all they got.
Yeah.
Yo, people are
wild.
This one dude took down a moose with a fucking bow and arrow one year.
That's crazy.
That's hard, man. That's hard,
another dude killed a wolverine.
That's even hard. Wolverines are not.
Weapon X.
Dude,
he's coming.
That would, because like I've never hunted or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me
like
either.
I've gone like fishing. I fish a lot.
Yeah.
But I've never hunted, but like I just never been something that's just appealed to me, right? Not that I'm against it or anything like that. Like, but to do that, man, like in a state of you're like, I need this to survive. Like I feel like that would just make you like feel a certain kind of way.
You turn into a savage,
man.
Savage Sam and
fucking Tim Allen on fucking Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Sam hulks up and shit and starts hunting shit down.
I'd go ride. I would ride that moose around, boy.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. A bit of ride, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Hey, Mythic Legions has a moose you can use on the mount.
I know, man. People want
might
that
as well mount the moose
with that elf shit.
It's fucking funny.
But yeah, man,
that's crazy.
I watch Alone. I watch Moonshiners. Fucking Vox Machina in 6 days.
Yeah, no, right. It's kind of countdown is on, brother. The one that there's one that you should check out if you haven't watched it, and you probably have. It's called Gold Rush.
Okay.
If you should check that out a little bit, because it's just the people that are on that show are, I don't know. You almost feel bad for them. It's like, God, what a waste of your life. But then some of them make money, and you're like, oh wow, they didn't waste their life.
There's one on A&E, the one where like Storage Wars.
That was Storage Wars started. Yeah, that was a long. That
was on A&E.
When that first came out, that was really a hot show for a while, and then it got kind of crazy.
The bottom of the barrel, I think, is the True TV shit.
Oh my god, dude! But like, I love True TV.
Like that
True
fucking towing show,
jokers, man.
Yeah,
Lizard Lake towing.
Are you talking about? Oh, Lizard Lake towing. Yeah, I remember that.
And that one was like 100% bogus. Like,
oh yeah, that was the one that was bullshit. Yeah,
but man,
that's true.
That was funny, dude.
Yes, Wolfie. Y'all remember this shit? Amish Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, Amish Mafia was totally bullshit. Anna and I loved it though. We knew it was bullshit.
It got 2 seasons.
Like, look, it was funny. That's what's funny. Everybody knew it was bullshit, but everybody still watched it. Yeah. It was like you still watched it because
all those shows like. They're like cut and edited like all in the exacts. Like there was definitely like a formula of like mid late aughts like reality TV show like formula for editing. Like,
well, I think what they
go ahead.
I think what they figured out was that you could do a written show, Yeah, that's actually actors and everything, but shoot it like it's a reality TV show, right?
The big appeal to that is like, probably way easier to shoot, and you don't have to actually pay real actors. You just
get
all these people that nobody's heard of.
To just like the Amish Mafia was
literally like one day, like you're waiting tables in like Glendale, and then a week later you're a member of the Amish Mafia for
they were
a 6-week shoot.
They were weird, man. Those people.
But they get arrested on Moonshiners, man.
Yeah. Though they get in trouble on Moonshiners.
I'm on the season finale of season 4, and like 2 sets of Moonshiners are about to get arrested.
Oh man!
How many of them went blind this season?
Yeah,
only Jim Tom.
Tim Tom is awesome, dude. That's the coolest dude on the show, man.
Yo,
crazy old geezer,
dude. You get attached to these fucking rednecks.
You do, man.
Fucking Tim.
Tim's the one who went legit.
Max Moonshine.
Yeah.
And Tickle.
Tickle is the great one. He's the one. He went to jail. He went to jail for a while, and then he comes back out.
What is like? Do they talk about the premise of like why they still make moonshine? Is it just to make money, or like?
Well,
obviously the money part.
Yeah.
But like, all right.
I mean, can they just undercut like normal alcohol? Because like,
the thing is, dude, they're pulling off like 170, 180 proof liquor.
Yeah, they're pulling off shit.
And then they temper it down to about 120.
Yeah, they are making stuff that's stronger than what you're normally gonna find in the store.
And the price went up during COVID. They're getting about 200 something a fucking gallon right now.
God damn, dude.
They there are people who there are a lot of old school people up and down that Appalachian,
that's no bullshit, man. So like
I have moonshiners in my family.
Yeah, well, we did when not my family, Anna's family more than mine. I mean, it's Anna, but I just married him that shit.
My brother's wife's family, they're from like just literally like the middle of nowhere, Illinois, and it's like. They always have moonshine. Like whenever they come around, they it's just like a thing in that part of the world that people do, man.
And like, you guys got to think like they use it for other shit too besides just drinking. Like they use it for a camphor. Like if they put like fucking like mint shit in it, like camphor. And they use it like if you have headaches, and they put it on your temples and shit, and it helps, man.
Oh wow,
yeah.
So you're saying it's medicinal as well?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Just
like pot.
Just like pot. I know, right? That's amazing. Damn, I love it. How can that be illegal to make? Damn. I'm making medicine,
dude. All it is because of the fucking government taxes.
Yeah, I know. That's how everything is.
Also, like local liquor laws and ordinances and shit like we really don't have anything here. Like you can get liquor like at a grocery store here. Like there's no time. Like there's no rule of like you can only buy liquor like after a certain amount of time. But because like I know like there's places where that's the case. I think like in New Jersey even like you can't like buy booze at like a grocery store. Like it has to be
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and like that shit's crazy to me, man. Like that would be a pain in the ass.
Well, that's how it is in Virginia.
We
have
ABC
get hard
store. Liquor at the ABC store.
Although that's starting to lighten up.
Really?
It's starting to lighten up in Virginia. You're starting to have
way
some
to do it, man.
certain.
Yeah, the less rules on that, the better, dude.
It's certain things are popping up, like Fireball. Fireball's popping up in grocery stores and shit, and they sell them as in these big packs of the little bottles. So it's like each little bottle's like probably a shot or two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, airplane bottles, right? And you get a bunch of those in the pack, you know, and yeah, it's weird, man. You know, and then I don't know.
That's a liquor I'll do a shot. I'll still do a shot of in this late stage of my life. You know what I mean? Like I don't fuck with liquor really, but
I love Fireball, even though people say it's
good.
People hate on it. I like it. So, but
bad.
There's other cinnamon whiskeys that are good too. So,
dude, I like fucking like girly shots.
Girly shots?
Yeah, man. I like get me a lemon drop.
Oh yeah, dude. That's funny you say that, man. That is a
fucking a Girl Scout cookie.
The last shot I ever did was a lemon
all
drop,
that shit sounds sweet, dude. Good lord, that's not like you're just.
The trick with those is don't do 1,000 of them. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah.
And it's like because we'd have people, you know, like when I would bartend, and it's like, you know, drinking beers. A lot of beers is one thing, but like when you drink 9 amaretto sours or whiskey sours in a night, like you're gonna feel so bad, obviously from the booze.
Yeah.
Like because you're putting so much just like sugar in your stomach.
Sure.
Because like what night would like a normal person drink like 9 Cokes? You know what I mean? Like you just wouldn't do that, even if that was your thing. But like that's why if you're like I want to drink whiskey or if I want to drink vodka or rum, like just do like a rum and tonic, do a vodka tonic, like do something like that that's not just gonna like because that's gonna fuck you up like doubly the next day of just putting all that shit in your body, man.
Yeah. All right. So that show I was showing you guys.
Yeah.
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny.
Yeah.
All right. They had a Christmas episode.
Oh no.
Okay, and Sam, you were a bartender, so tell me, like, if this sounds right to you.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about doing the 3 wise men. Okay.
Yeah.
I've always heard that was Jack Daniels,
Jim Beam. Jose.
Oh, Jose.
Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was here. I'm sure it's one of those things. It just varies.
Okay, so it does vary from area to area because they were doing American whiskey, Irish whiskey, and Canadian rye.
Okay, yeah. So like a Seagram's VO or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
But like how I always heard it was Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, and Johnny Walker.
Yeah, and I've had it. Oh God, I've had it.
It's a fucking rough thing to get through, man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Explain to me what you do with this. I've never done this before. What is it now? I've heard of it.
It's a straight shot, no mixer of just those 3.
So you mix those 3 together?
Mm-hmm.
No, you
take shots of each one.
Yeah, you take your shot of Jack, your shot of Jim, your shot of Johnny Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the mixing. You're just mixing the 3 of them up. Huh?
Yeah, and so yours was Jack,
Jim, Jose.
Jack, Jim, Jose. And again, up there, they did fucking American whiskey, which I don't know what the fuck they'd call that. Probably like a Michner's or something. And then Irish whiskey, which is Jameson. And then Canadian rye. I don't know. That would probably be like a bullet or something. What, like, when you guys were partying, what were like the shots y'all used to do?
Oh, dude, fucking Jaeger, man. Like I love Jaeger, and like
were you like a Jaeger bomb guy? Huh?
Not even Jaeger bombs, dude. Because like again, like it's the Red. I didn't need the Red Bull. Like that would like mess my stomach up. You know what I mean? Like it's all the sugar and stuff. Literally, like Red Bull's one of those things that like drinking it so much, like just in that phase of my life, like when I was bartending,
there you go, Russ.
Like from bartending and just being around it, like I think about a Red Bull and like it makes my teeth hurt. Like I don't know how to explain. I was like,
that's true, brother.
God.
I think they taste like crap, so I don't like them. I don't like the flavor of that shit.
And it's like so the worst thing about that is like I'd do a bunch of shots. It's like even if I was working, like you get late in the night, certain nights, a bunch of regulars that you buy, they buy you shots, you give them shots or whatever. And that would be always like my go-to would just be Jaeger. And then like it'd be at the end of the night and I'm cleaning it. And like everyone had like a Jaeger machine, and it's like to clean it off of like it'd get on the bar. And like you literally had to go to the back and get like from the kitchen, like one of these just like metal scrapers that they would use to clean the flat top because it would like dry and be like so sticky and gross. And like I'd be like fucking like scraping this shit off the bar, and I'd be like, I just put so much of this into my body. Like,
oh god,
what it's doing. Imagine what it's doing to my insides right now. And I can barely get out the bar like with this like, tool, man. Like,
we would go out. We would go out and like almost everybody in this
Vegas bombs too. That was always on those. Red Bull. Funny enough.
For some reason, we would get into a schnapps night, and that was the worst night ever.
Rumpelmans?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you do Rumpelmans?
Rumpelmans and Coke, and
I drank a lot of Rumpelmans, not by choice. That was always bought for me.
What are they called? Fucking buttery nipples.
Buttery nipples, yeah.
Buttery nipples.
What was that? Butterscotch. Maybe some amaretto.
Dude, or like sometimes I don't remember the name of the other one, but we would do Aftershock, which is the red one, and then the blue one too in the same night. Everybody would puke that night, man.
God damn.
I don't remember what the fuck it was called though. Cause I remember the red one with the crystals in it was Aftershock. They had a blue one that was another minty kind of shit.
Was it schnapps?
Yeah.
Okay, I never had.
Oh man,
I never had the only.
Well, I used to drink peach schnapps. I used to drink peach schnapps a lot.
Oh my god, dude!
It was so sweet, but
rough,
it tasted so good. Mm-hmm. So, the one I really got down with, especially when I was in my teens and my early 20s, it was called Cisco. And I was a very, very powerful wine cooler, like a wine cooler that like had like a crazy high alcohol content, but people would, because it tasted so sweet, people would just guzzle the shit down. Yeah. In college,
dude, they got a green Aftershock now.
Green Aftershock,
dude. They got all sorts of. It was called Avalanche. The blue one was Avalanche.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we never fucked with that. I never carried that or had.
It's the same shit as Goldschlagers.
Goldschlager. Okay. Yeah, so I do Goldschlagers every once, but like everyone loved Rumpelmans, dude. People loved Rumpelmans around here, man. That was always my shit, man. God, I remember, dude, wildest thing. Like we would get off. This is so bad. I would work a Friday day shift. I didn't have any classes on Friday, just this one year. That was always my shift. I'd bartend, end up making like, $200 during the day, just like hustling my ass off at lunch. I'd like send all the servers home and basically just run the whole place. And I was just a hustler, man. I was like, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna make some money. But then my goal, this is so bad. Like every day I'd walk in, I'd be like brushing my teeth, getting ready at home, taking a shower, and I'd be like, don't black out. Like
peppermint schnapps.
Peppermint schnapps,
it's the devil.
It's like tastes like a toothpaste. But I'd be getting ready for work, and I'd be like, all right, dude, go to work, make some money. I was like, but I'd have to look at myself in the mirror and be like, but don't black out at work. Like, don't black out.
Just don't black out, or you stay awake.
Night, dude, I had to go see Harry Potter with Jackie, man, and I was so I get off at 6, and my brother was working too. We both got off at the same time, so we got on the patio. There's this old dude that worked there. His name was Dennis. He's from East St. Louis. He was like 60 years old and just like an old head, man. And so like we were sitting out there on the patio, this beautiful day outside. Like he's buying us shots of Rumpelmints and stuff. And Jackie's texting me. She's like, okay, what time do you want to go to the movie? And I just kept like suggesting later and later. I was having so much fun. You know what I mean? I was like, let's go 10:25. But 10:25. And then there's this girl there that was messing around with my brother, and like she was about to get married like that weekend or something. And she's like sitting at this table, and like literally the sun's still up. She's like making out with my brother, talking about all this stuff. She's like, oh my God, I'm about to get married Saturday. And then like the old dude, Dennis was his name, he was sitting there, and she said that he was looking at me and he went, damn. And then just like lost my shit, dude.
What? Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, hey.
But dude, whenever I think of rope mints, I think of that night, man. And I'm just sitting in the movie theater like, just like
I can't believe you had to have fallen asleep watching that movie.
It was the second to the last Harry Potter movie when that was a slow one.
The Deathly Hallows one,
movie on a rewatch, but it's
or the Half-Blood Prince or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. It was,
God.
Hallows one, and I was struggling.
That is so funny. Jeez, the guy, he was all you get to do. They're all wasted and shit.
Oh my
God. Rubble mints. Oh God. Oh man, that was the funny thing back then. You were just looking for shit to get you fucked up. You know, it's like I just want to get fucked up and I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I fucking went hardcore for my first drunk. I went fucking. We called them dog drivers.
Mm.
You mean the first time you ever got drunk, or
ever got drunk ever?
Oh man.
Damn.
Fucking Mad Dog 2020 vodka and
orange juice. Bro. I'll tell you guys a story about that off air about Mad Dog 2020.
And for whatever reason, all three of us dudes had a fucking thing of a 40 of private stock.
Oh my
god. Holy shit.
Man, that'll do it.
Yeah,
private stock, I was you could, done. Melt through like aluminum. You know what I mean?
Dude, oh man,
we would get some goofy moods, man. Like in high school, and like we would get like just malt liquors, like Steel Reserve and shit like that, and like Keystone Ice. We would drink like that. Shit's so bad, dude. It tastes like rusty nails and tetanus, man. We first time I ever got drunk was on homemade wine that like his kid's parents had a bunch of it at his house, and we were just just pouring cups of it, and I woke up and felt as bad as I ever felt in my life, man.
Yeah, dude.
I had to walk like a mile and a half back home. That sucked, man.
I think I was then the first
what
time
the
I
fuck
got drunk.
are Incredible Hulks?
I don't know what Incredible Hulk is.
Alizé and Crown or Alizé and something.
Ooh.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Night Train? Did you ever hear of Night Train?
I've heard of it, but I never drank it.
It's like people call it the wino drink, you know, the old like the shit that like the bums would drink and shit, right?
The bums, dude. The wino drink, bro. You're talking about soccer moms, Russ. You're talking about
wino, right?
That's what I think of, dude.
But
I think about like all the moms.
I think I was
age or a little bit older, dude.
I think I was like 14, and I was hanging out with this girl. I really had it bad for this girl, and she brings this bottle over, and she goes, "Here, take
know about this girl?"
This." Yeah. And so I started drinking it, and she's like, "Keep drinking." And she got me wasted on Night Train.
Oh my god, dude!
Stupid, terrible wine. Oh god, it was like a malt. It was like almost like a malt liquor kind of thing. It was
dude,
terrible.
These wine moms, man, they love that shit, dude.
Oh,
they love that shit, man.
Hypnotic,
yeah. That's Hypnotic and Alizé are basically the same thing. It's a blue, like
and one
cooler,
peach.
basically. Yeah, you know, it's and they're
Jesus
not
Christ.
You can mix those with about anything, and it's good.
Yeah, pull it off and get away with it.
Yeah,
nice. Oh man,
last time I did anything with Alizé was we were at this bar like right up the street. Eric Wolfie, if he's in the chat, he's been there with me, Big Daddy's, man. There's a lady there and had her boobs out, man. It was like 7 p.m., dude. Again,
that's great.
Dude, it's so funny when someone's acting like that when the sun's not even down.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's like they're starting early, right? Like, god damn, dude.
Yeah, well, like they got started like 2 p.m. You know, I get up there, I'm trying to watch fucking basketball. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to watch the Hawks play the Heat or whatever in 2017. It's like, man, this lady's
and your
boobs out.
You're just distracted by this chick and her big tits.
Fucking our house was always
crazy, dude.
Our house was always the party house, man, because we figured out real quick that we could save a whole lot more money if we just stick to the house and fucking party there.
Well, yeah, no, that's true. It was, yeah. You're less likely to get fucked with too, you know. So,
because you figure like a night out for like
6-7
people, $700-800 easy.
Yeah, dude, it's funny, man, because like we never or at least people did. I never would be like, okay, we're gonna go to St. Louis and go get wasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like by the time I was in college, I'm like, okay, this is pre-Uber by a couple of years at least. So it's like I just was even in like when I'm like, okay, I'm in the mood to party. I'm not about to get in a car and drive, with someone who's wasted. Also, like,
sure.
In this town, there's so many bars and fun things to do here. To like, and then it's like, the people who when I bartended and I waited on when I was off, I would just go and they would wait on me. And basically like for that 5 years, like we just passed the same amount of money. Like someone would tip me super like really well just because they're like, that's what you hook up the people that are in the industry, and then like I'd go the next night to Lori's and then tip this person super well, and then they'd tip someone at the Stagger, and then they'd come see me, and it would just all this like boop 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 boop. It's like you just held the money for a night until
you giving the same money around to everybody and shit.
Yeah, when it's like I'd go to bars and I'd drink
St. Ides special brew kiwi strawberry.
God.
Dude, St. Ides had all the flavors. God's Hero Live. Hey, what's up, dude?
Nice.
And it's like, like the hookup was just like, this is real quick. Like you just wouldn't ring shit in. Like if it was like your buddies that came in there, like, I mean, I'd go places, drink for 4 hours. Like I'd get food too. Like I always got food because I this is a fat ass. You know what I mean? They give me my tab at the end of the night and it'd be like $10.50. So I just like give them $100, just a bit and.
Fucking hey, man! Like we used to do jungle juice all the time, like for my birthday.
We've done that a couple times. Yeah,
dude, that's just fun, get and like it was a cool thing because like you can't get Everclear in Virginia.
Nope.
So
not anymore.
You can't. Oh wow.
You had to go across the border to West Virginia.
Yeah.
So Kate would always
where everything's legal.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We would call her Moonshine and Run because she was getting Everclear, So we get like 2 or 3 gallons of that shit and fucking yeah.
Gosh, man, we were freshmen in high school and I literally could not tell you, like, if you put a gun to my head, how we ended up at this house party. We didn't know anybody there. It was like me and 4 of my guy friends, and we may have just noticed that there was a party going on and walked into a house, but like we ended up there for a couple hours and they had a thing of jungle juice, and these guys got into it in the basement and they were like fighting. So everyone runs in the basement and I'm like upstairs in the kitchen with my friends. I'm like, bro, let's take all this. You know what I mean? Like, so we just found like gallon Ziploc bags and we're just like, they're all in the basement.
Funny,
There's like shouting and hooting and hollering. And we're just like filling up these, like, we got like 3 gallon bags of jungle juice, like in Ziploc bags. Like, and then we just dipped out and oh, dude.
Oh man.
I don't know.
It's funny.
I hope you're better than me, man. Like we used to get into some shit, man, as kids.
Let's just take the shit.
I just hope I'm whooping my kid's ass enough that he don't end up like me.
Yeah.
Well, dude, Nick and Russ, you guys can say this to like, because I always hear at my work, these kids today, they're this and that, but dude, like I think they're better in a lot of ways than kids.
Absolutely they
my
are.
Age, your guys' age, because it's like you could say like they're on their phones or they're doing this, but like they're not in the streets.
No, they're not. Most of them,
as were, man. I mean,
because like
they're not. Yeah,
again, that show I was showing y'all, Letterkenny.
Yeah,
like they get into fights at bars all the time and shit, and you do that shit around here, and your ass is going away. They don't fucking play.
Yeah, no.
Right. But back when we were going to bars and shit in the early aughts,
and it was just a few years later for me. But yeah, dude, like I mean, same thing. Like you would just get into little scuffles with people, man, and mostly for me, like I would just be like, a mom now could be like, oh, my kid, they're just on their phone in their room. I don't know what they're doing, but like I would be like, hey, mom, I'm staying the night at so-and-so's house, and I would literally just be like passed out in a field somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I gotta wake up and be like, where the fuck am I? Like,
Jesus, Sam.
I don't know, like climb a tree and like look around to get my bearings.
I spent most of my teens doing that shit, dude. Jesus Christ. My mom always thought I was spending the night at a friend's house, and I was out fucking passed out and
just doing God knows what, man.
Well, the night I woke up in Virginia Beach and didn't know how the fuck I got there. My mom thought I was at my friend, you know, like
my friend Virginia's house.
Yeah, right.
What's your last name,
Christ, dude? Yeah, man.
Yo, I woke up on the national seashore once. Didn't know how the fuck I got.
Oh my God.
You know you're fucking wasted with you. You just oh no, last thing I remember
in the middle of a fucking national fucking park with nobody else around. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Literally like what?
Jeffrey Dahmer did.
Yeah.
I just remember waking up. It was real.
I don't even remember him asking me to watch a video.
Yeah, I was all hot and sweaty, and I woke up and I'm in the backseat of my friend Chris's car. I'm like, where the fuck are we at? And I'm just really bright, and the sun is killing my ass, you know.
Works, dude.
I get out, I walk, and there's the fucking ocean, you know. Like, you motherfuckers.
What'd you do? Did you go get in the water?
No, I walked up to him and I bitched him out for like leaving me in the car. I'm like, I could have died. You could at least roll the fucking window. I told him, y'all could at least roll the fucking window down. And Chris goes, "You're not a dog, dude."
Like you can't get the doors open.
Yeah.
Like you're an infant.
Right. Well, dude, I was so
die in hot cars in a year.
I was so trashed. I felt like an infant.
Yeah, I've been there too many times.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's so
I've
funny.
Been there on camera.
Yes, this is true.
Oh man.
Oh Jesus,
that's so cool. Oh man. Oh god.
Wow.
Oh, here's to the fun times and the not so fun times.
Yes, sir. Blink.
Oh god.
Yep, indeed. Oh my god. So what are we getting into tonight, boys? What are we doing? What are we going to attack first? Yeah. Since this is like the first time the three of us have been together on a show.
Yeah, you know, it's
for a month.
It's been intermittent. We got a weekend, and then I was.
Yeah, that's true.
Good show.
Yeah.
By the way, man, I listened to.
Oh man, we were
some of it on my way home, and then rewatched.
We had a good time. It was fun.
Gotta get Eric.
That's all of us, bro.
Yeah, I had fun, man. That was a good time.
That was a good show.
It was nice that we had all of us jumped on with us, and I don't know, I like that we just went everywhere, you know.
Yeah, like good. We are about to tonight.
Yeah, right. Let them go.
You guys want to get into some WWE shit?
Let's do this, man. Because it's been insane, dude.
So basically, the timeline goes that Vince came back.
Yep.
Claimed because of he has like 51% of the stock or maybe more. I don't know, but he is the majority stockholder in WWE. When he came back, he pushed his own daughter out.
Yeah.
Fired like 3 other people on the board and brought back people that used to work with him.
Not just any 3 people, though. The 3 people on the board he fired were the people that were against him coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, those people that fucking voted against him, he fucking kicked the fuck off.
Yeah,
like, hey, I'm here.
You're out of here, guys.
Power move, boy.
Yeah, man. Then he released they released a statement basically saying Vince McMahon is here just to facilitate the sale.
Right.
So Stephanie was again pushed out. She released her statement. Fucking. Then 2 days later, she goes under the knife for ankle surgery.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when the rumors started that the WWE had been sold to the Saudi PIF fund.
Right.
Their personal investment fund.
Yep.
Basically, it's the crown prince's fucking money to blow oil reserves on whatever the fuck he wants.
What do you call it? His slush fund?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
There's been rumors in the fluctuation of price. Yeah, there's been rumors in fluctuation from price to $2 billion to $7 billion.
God damn.
The $2 billion is if a company buys the WWE outright as of now, buying all of McMahon's shares, that's about $2 billion, and they would have ownership of the WWE. The other option, which is the one that people are saying could be in play for Nick Khan and Tony Khan and also the Saudi PIF fund,
right,
is $7 billion.
Right, and that's primarily because they want to if they want to take it private again,
they have to buy back all of the outstanding stock.
Right. So yeah, all those shareholders have to be bought out essentially.
Yeah, that's an absurd amount of money, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I kind of tend to think if it does get sold, I mean, the only downside
is that.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I mean, interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just answering Wolf's question with you. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. What it is you end up having to be beholden to shareholders and stock when you keep it public.
Like, you're also like in a way like paying for past investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So there are advantages to going both ways. Just shit. The only thing that sucks is one way is very expensive.
Yeah, you've got to also think about how big of a multimedia company WWE is.
They've
got a movie studio, again,
a
recording fucking wing. They've got wrestling. They've got all those documentaries. They got partnerships with ESPN, HBO.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of leverageable shit there.
They're into shirts, pants, hats, everything.
Yeah,
all their
merchandising. Yeah, the merchandising is
right. The fucking deal with Mattel.
Yes, exactly. Their license deal with the toy for the toy. Yeah. That's a huge deal, man.
And it's like just a toys. Looking at by
the video games.
That is on toy shelves. That like the longevity of that is. I mean, on par with Star Wars. Like that's they could be compared to literally uninterrupted, uninterrupted toy shelf presence.
Yeah, like, I would say since at least 84. I would think when
I believe when so, Hogan something like that. Yeah, I think you might be right. Remember they had
the LJN rubber figures.
Right. That's it. I couldn't remember who it was that did them.
I've seen flashback figures like that recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
There definitely is that value, and it's like when you said that before the show, I was like, well, shit, man. I mean, it's like because I always think of like Lucasfilm, $4 billion, and that's what I always keep in mind. It's like all the marketing, but like they do have a shit ton of marketing too.
Yeah.
And if they don't get sold to the Saudis, they've got that revenue coming in.
Right, because they'll keep doing those crown jewel shows.
That's $1 billion contract that WWE has with them.
Yeah,
and I think they renew it. So $1 billion every other year. So $500 million a year.
Yeah,
just to do a show or two in Saudi.
Yep. Could you imagine if the Khans were the ones that ended up purchasing this? So you got.
Like it's a romantic idea, but I don't think McMahon.
I don't either. I don't think so either. But if they were, I mean, you got poor Cody.
Are those AEW guys?
They own AEW and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and also English football club.
Cody Rhodes left AEW, come back to WWE. And if they bought it, he'd be working for them again.
Yeah, that'd be strange, man.
Yeah. I agree with you though, Nick. I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think
they're gonna buy it. He would see that as losing a war to them, you know. Because
he's got too much.
I think so.
The genetic jackhammer.
Now, see, the reason why I think the Saudis could be out is because I think here's the thing about pro wrestling. Its fans at the core, its core fan base typically. Is very patriotic people. They're very patriotic Americans. They are kind of from the corners of the country that are like, you know, they're not going to handle their wrestling being owned by the.
I don't think they'd care.
I don't know. I don't know.
Those same wrestling fans you're talking about voted for Donald Trump.
Well, no, so
Yeah, I
like
know. A lot of them did, didn't they?
I think if the product was the same, I don't
Yeah.
know if people would care. But
Maybe.
is the
I don't
product
know.
going to be the same
That's
if
the
it's
other thing.
if it's like under the
Right.
oversight of the Saudis? I mean, like
Right.
it's like they are a pretty
Are
like
women?
I don't know if women can drive there if they
Yeah.
could.
No, they
in a
can't.
recent
They're gonna
thing,
have to
like,
wrestle in burqas.
but,
I mean,
but,
you know,
so,
what
so-
the
but,
hell?
I mean,
You know?
seriously though, like,
I
are
believe in-
like women going to be expected to cover up, like even if it's
Yeah.
here?
That's the whole thing. That they have to on the Saudi shows. They have to cover
They
up
do.
everything.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed to for like the first couple.
But that's cool in their country, right? I get it for respect their culture, but if they owned a company and they're still operating in the United States, would they push that culture into the company?
That's
Well,
that's
and
what I'm
therefore,
wondering,
you know,
like,
and
or just to be like in all the U.S. shows, it's going to be the same thing. Or
Yeah.
I would
See,
I
like
don't know.
I think that the Saudis are pragmatic enough that if they bought it, they would leave it alone and let it run how it's run.
yeah,
Because it's a proven property that makes money year after year after year.
True, that's true, but I think you would have. First of all, I think you'd have more shows in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah,
Than that now, a lot more. Like I think Raw. I think Raw and SmackDown would probably end up in Saudi Arabia a couple times. You know, but I feel like I think you might be right, but at the same time, it's
Well,
they would be
I
killing
like,
the company if they didn't do
to
that.
To me, I don't know. Like NBC Universal makes a lot of sense, and Disney.
That's what I think
a lot
makes
of
the most
sense
sense.
too, because that's what those are the four big names that are out there. So if somebody comes up and under, it's not been reported by Meltzer or anybody else, because that's what I've heard. I've heard the Saudi PIF fund. I heard fucking the Cons, NBC Universal, and Disney. NBC Universal, they already had the Peacock deal with WWE.
Right.
They have a theme park, which is one of the things that WWE's been looking for, is space that they don't have to pay for to build a Hall of Fame building.
Right.
Like, can't.
Yeah.
So those are things that make sense either for NBC Universal or Disney. I think that NBC Universal with the deal with Peacock already would make more sense.
That's what I think too.
So that Disney doesn't have to like shoehorn something else into their portfolio.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like and I do wonder like how much money does Disney have like at this moment right now for something like that? Even at 2 billion as opposed to 7 billion. I mean, I don't know how any of that shit works, but
I don't either. Those are just the numbers that I've heard thrown around.
But it's like, do they have that type of money like right now at this given moment? I don't know.
Yeah.
NBC, I don't know what they're doing either. I mean, they have to. Do people have Peacock? I don't use it. I mean, I know a lot of people do.
I do. I watch.
Yeah.
That's primarily what I watch on it. But there's a couple other things I've watched on it before.
When the Halloween movies came out, they were
Oh, that's right.
Day on Peacock, and there was a few other movies that were too. So that's over now. But like, I enjoy the stuff on the WWE network. I watch the documentaries and like old nitros and shit.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not that big of a wrestling fan, but I will watch those documentaries. Man, they're good.
Well, I just like watching old school shit. You know, like I'll go back and watch Raws from like the Attitude Era and shit. They're just fun, man. I watch WCW stuff on there too. You know. Old Nitro shit.
Dude, we should do a watch along to the Dark Side of the Ring about the Von Erichs.
Oh man. I bet that's really a good one. Because the Von Erichs are an really interesting story, man. Because
they're making a movie about them, aren't they?
Yep.
Isn't that the one that's got like Zac Efron and then Jeffrey Allen White's in it? Like that's probably gonna be good, man.
It's called the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
I mean, remember there was like a long time. It was like that family is cursed, man. You know?
Yeah, man.
It's insane.
The Dark Side of the Ring, dude. Which one is still alive? Kevin. I think
is Kevin still alive?
I think Kevin's the one. The
Maybe
brother
Kevin
is still alive. Yeah,
it might be.
And, dude, he basically lives on the fucking big island of Hawaii, in a like fucking Shinto shrine and smokes pot 24/7, and that's his life. That's all he can do, man, because of all that sadness.
It's
God damn, dude. I mean, that doesn't sound so bad, honestly.
is that
Yeah.
They got Taco Bell there.
yeah, Taco Bell? Yeah, you need it, dude. You get the munchies, right? So,
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
constant state of munchies. Good doing, man. So
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, dude, so I wanted to bring this up, just kind of get your
Mhm.
guys' thought. I talked to Jackie about it, and the
Mhm.
whole thing and kind of with Vince McMahon getting into the hot water for his allegations and everything, and then what just happened with Dana White.
Yeah.
With him and his wife laying hands on each other in a very like public.
So I heard about this. I didn't see the video.
I haven't seen the video yet either.
but I heard about this.
So in the video, they're arguing, obviously, and
Mhm.
she goes like this, pow, and then he goes like this, pow, like they slapped each other.
Oh, she slapped him first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that she definitely hit him first. That's what I heard, and he like returned fire on her ass. You know.
Yeah, he did.
No.
And
Now
it's like, but like
I
say like both of them, like, because he very, I mean, and it's like they've been together for 30 odd years. And,
yeah, they've been around. They've been together for a long
we've had
time.
ups and downs, and alcohol was involved, and he's kind of did his part to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, we shouldn't have did that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he never put into question like him leaving or stepping down or anything. He's like, this company needs me, and I think that's the right thing to do, man. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of my take on it.
Look, I know it's not popular, but I'm sorry. My mom taught me when I was a little kid.
yeah.
She'd tell me don't hit females, but
Yeah, for sure, man.
but she would always tell me though, if a female wants to act like a male, wants to try to beat up on you and won't stop when you tell them to stop, at some point you do have to defend yourself.
Mhm.
You know, and she didn't necessarily tell me to beat the fuck out of a
No,
Right.
but
no.
she would say do what you got to do. If
Dude,
you have to lay hands on her to
I've been
get
in that-
away from her, do it. You
I've
know,
been in that situation before, and luckily, God bless her, never with Jackie, but like with
Yeah.
girls in the past where like I've had to, like,
sure.
hold them down. They're trying to throw hands or whatever. My issue, I guess, with all that is just like the presentation of it. If it's like every headline was like Dana White slapped his wife or hit his wife, but it's like, but they hit each other,
Right?
It kind of just gets like to where like there's not 1 ounce of scrutiny on her for hitting him.
Of course not.
There is that male female dynamic, and I don't know, man. It like that whole, like the whole treatment of that kind of made me feel weird.
It's hard.
It's like,
it's hard.
man, I'm like, well, they both did, not to say it's like well, he did it first or she did it first is like a valid excuse for
right.
It's very confusing because we're told as males that there's a power dynamic that we have, when dealing with females. Most of us have been taught as younger men not to hit women.
Right.
And 99.9% of the time you can live like that.
Yeah.
It's that one other percent that gets you in trouble, man. And 9 times out of 10 it's fucking alcohol.
Yep. Yeah.
They fucking get you in that situation. Because I'll be honest, I had a situation when me and Kay were in our relationship very, very early. We were both drinking and she caught me in the nuts somehow, and I didn't even like understand or like whatever.
Your reptile brain takes over.
Boom, and grabbed her, and like as soon as I figured out what I had done, I fucking let her go.
Yeah,
it wasn't my intent to fucking hurt her. I was just like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, no.
But nothing ever again, ever. I've never. No, but like, oh, okay. Whew. Sorry, I got a Discord message and it fucked me up. But yeah, like, it's so very hard when a male isn't the aggressor to assign like what should happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is because
I thought it was Yeah, it's like when you watch the video, it is all in like the heat of like within 3 seconds.
The heat of the moment, you know. I mean,
he does it back. It's not like he walked up, followed her somewhere, and then did it. Like it was like it was all right there, and it's like
it wasn't like Ray Rice back in the day, you know, knocking his girlfriend out.
Yeah, but come to find out, she had been fucking with him all day and beating his ass earlier.
Yeah, but she had been hitting on him, hitting him. Yeah, I remember that. But
what does that count for, man? I feel like people have to either have like principles about this or they don't. To say like, because it's like I saw a lot of people, you know, dogging or trashing Dana White for doing that, who also have like very specific views about like gender and gender identity. But then like when it's convenient for them to be like, well, now there are 2 clear genders and now one is in a place of victimhood or whatever. Now I'm gonna like fall back to these kind of views. So it's like that's what like the hypocrisy of it is kind of what jumped out to me. It's like, and it wasn't with anything Dana White said. Like I think he did the right thing by kind of just not going away and being like, look, like I fucked up, like alcohol was involved, like, but we have a good relationship and this and that, kind of how I characterized it. And we as a public don't see everything that goes on behind closed doors. But like he said, that we've been married for 35 years, you know, have a good relationship and everything. And
yeah, that's what you're saying. He didn't try to lie about it. He didn't try to like deny it. I mean, he was pretty, you know,
the guy to do that. Like, you can have your issues with Dana White, but like that dude will.
Shit.
Yo, Dave.
What's up, Dave?
What up, buddy? Yeah,
Dave in the house. What's up, man?
Good, man.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Dana White is that kind of guy that
when he fucked up, man.
Well, he has no fear, dude. That's why he has no fear. He's a fearless person.
Yeah, and I think he's got like, a little bit of that fuck you money now.
Well, yeah, that I'm sure just that like too. Rogan. But you got
and I feel like Rogan, you motherfuckers.
Well,
yeah, me too, dude.
I mean,
I love Rogan.
I tolerate Rogan. I don't necessarily love him, but I
love Rogan, and I'll say I disagree with him a lot.
Yeah, that's probably more what it is for me.
Like that's the thing.
He's a curious person. I appreciate that.
I don't know. I just think he's a douchebag, but whatever.
I will watch.
That's fine, man.
I will watch some episodes, and I'll be like, "God damn it, Joe!" You know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. But at the same time, most of the time, we're copacetic.
Yeah. He does, I think, lean into a lot of kind of conspiracy theory type stuff that I'm always, and this maybe is a flaw in me, that I'm always just like resistant to that type of thinking. When sometimes, man, you know, like it turns out that it's true in certain cases, right? Some sounds crazy till it's true. That is the case some of the time, man.
Yeah, that's true. So, that's true.
Now, Russ, do you like any of Rogan's shit?
I've listened. I've listened to the show a few times, and
Joey Diaz is the man, dude.
The thing I think I do like about the one thing I respect about him, I'll say more so than like about it. It's just I respect him that if he has an opinion on something, he doesn't sway his opinion to whatever the popular consensus is. You know what I mean? Like I mean, well, because we get so much of that with politicians. Okay, so he's someone who
I think anymore, Russ. I think that anybody that stain.
Yeah, it's hard.
And since 2020 to just everybody of like, fuck, okay, I need to go and see what my beliefs are today. You know,
right. Let's see what's popular today and what's tolerable by society, and that's how I'm gonna feel. You know, I think he is the kind of guy. I know he's the kind of guy who, like, he knows a lot of his points of view when things are unpopular. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, and I respect that a little bit.
The thing is too, like you said, like he wouldn't change his opinion, like with the popular, you know, thing.
Yeah,
he has. Like when he made that apology during COVID, he pretty much just stuck to what he said.
What did he say?
He said he was going to have on equal guests for different points.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, that's cool, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that just means he's an involved guy. He's not afraid to debate something with people. You know what I mean? And that's cool. But what I mean is I find that people like him that do like podcasts or even on television, especially, you know,
well, like the podcast kind of
you know,
class is like that's like a type of person anymore. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like a big figure in the media,
right. And I feel like he's you know he's got a big following, and
Yeah.
he take but he and he could take that, he could easily just be in it. I'm sure he makes some money off of his show. He does all right, you know.
Oh yeah,
He
dude.
signed
You know,
a
he has
$100
some money.
million
Yeah.
fucking contract with
So he
Spotify.
so he does pretty well, but he doesn't like let that make him go, okay, I'm only going to go with what's going to make people happy, you know, or
Yeah,
make society happy.
that's definitely a thing that a lot of people do, Russ, where it's like, and it doesn't matter if you're
true.
of a popular opinion or a mainstream opinion,
mhm.
but like that happens to a lot of people I see that just get pigeonholed in that.
Ugh.
Like I have fallen into this kind of niche of like this is my beat now, and then like it's like over time, like you cover something or you make a video that really hits, and then you just like keep kind of like narrowing your path and narrowing your focus to where like it ends up being like over time of like it's just like you're just feeding your audience what they want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like,
and like I feel like he hasn't done that, and a guy who has done that, this guy Andy No, he's like a journalist. He wrote this book about like a very critical of Antifa, and I agree with a lot of what he says in the book. And because of that, he got like this huge backlash, like from them, and just
of
from
course,
like these like a lot of these like really far left figures.
Naturally,
he put that book out, I think, in 2018 or 2019. But from not then to now, he then was like someone who I really reasonable guy who I agreed with in a lot of ways, but like he is like kind of morphed into someone who is just like if this idea is coming from anywhere near this group of people, it's wrong, right? So like he defends a lot of things I feel like he doesn't necessarily in his heart agree with, and he also criticizes things I think 5 years ago he would have agreed with, and I feel like he is just kind of like fallen down this rabbit hole and morphed into this like different person, man. I think like that happens with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. That's one of the things. And again, the one thing with Seth Rogen, I think that he's a person who doesn't. He just doesn't go that way. If you, at least he doesn't seem to me. Because I mean, and I'm not like an avid listener of his show or anything like that.
You know what, Russ?
I've just heard quite a few episodes.
Russ, you cocksucker! You know who doesn't fucking bend in any way? Joey motherfucking Diaz.
Dude, he's the best, man. I love that dude, man.
Cocksucker.
And with what I said at the jump, I do like about Rogan that he does seem like a curious person. Like even if he goes in strange things that I disagree with, I think he just wants to know more. And I think
that's probably true.
Good way to be, man.
And I mean, like, who else are you gonna go to that's gonna have, you know, like Graham Hancock and, you know, the dude that wrote the book on, you know, the Cheyenne, you know, all these different,
and like Bob Lazar and Bernie Sanders and Jordan Peterson, like all on the same show.
Fucking Elon Musk. I mean,
every single day be like the #1 most downloaded podcast. Like,
like to be able to do that and to make it compelling is something, because just having those names on isn't going to keep you.
I mean, it's not.
It explodes your focus. You know what I mean? Like to where it's like.
Oh, and another one like Neil deGrasse Tyson, he has on all the time.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a guy who, you know, that's a dude, another dude who's a really brilliant person who doesn't give a fuck if people disagree with what he is. You know. So maybe that's why it makes sense that he would be on Seth Rogen's show.
Joe Rogan, not Seth Rogen.
I said Seth Rogen. Joe Rogan. I'm sorry. I did say Seth Rogen, didn't I? Joe Rogan. Sorry, wrong guy. Wrong Rogan. God, you never want to call him Seth Rogen. Jesus Christ. Joe Rogan. Sorry. No problem. I slipped up.
Wet noodles coming out.
I know, man. I'm getting, dude. It's just. I'm getting old, guys. I'll be talking, and all of a sudden there's a simple word that I've used a million times, and I can't. And it won't come up. It won't come up in my brain. I forget it. I can't.
Oh yeah.
And then Anna will say it, and I go, "Yeah, that's it." And I go, "Why couldn't I come up with that? What the fuck is going on?"
Getting old, man. You gotta
Oh,
read
dude.
some more comics, man. Keep that
I think
mind
I need
sharp.
some Ginkgo
Do some
biloba.
crossword puzzles or something. Some
Yeah,
ginkgo
man, I gotta do
puzzles.
something, dude. Do
Yeah.
something. Start drinking some green tea or something. Shit, I don't know.
Keep that
Alpha
mind sharp.
brain.
Yeah,
Alpha brain cocksucker.
I gotta do something. This is nuts, man. Oh man, I'm losing my shit.
Oh man.
So
talking about losing your shit, how about DC?
that was professional.
Yeah,
God damn,
See,
nice.
look,
Good
I can
Nice
boy
job.
can do it sometimes.
Hell yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad we kind of waited as long as we did to whether that was by fate or not, but to talk about, because like there's been a lot of developments and in the past few weeks, like a lot of shit's been up in the air that's been sorted out. Like we may would have brought up a couple weeks ago, but I think start off with just the Flash stuff that they're still moving forward with it. Still,
they're still doing reshoots.
That's crazy to me, man. But I think the reason is like these are post James Gunn reshoots to make it work with their vision, and I think they really like. I think all of this tells me that they really must be leaning heavily on this movie to reset everything.
Yeah, it's been known that this Flash movie is a Flashpoint movie.
Yeah,
and
I think they wouldn't be in meetings with Ezra Miller. They wouldn't put literally one more penny into this if they weren't banking on it to do something for them. And I think the thing for them is to reset everything. And I mean,
I'm not talking quality wise, but I am talking thematically. This Flash movie should be DC's Endgame.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Endgame, you close out an arc of characters and you introduce new ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tony Stark's dead.
And even if they just close them out, you know, and just leave the door open for the next ones. Yeah. But I always think, like, I was thinking about this today, and it would have been different if they didn't already shoot this Flash movie. Like, it's there, it's in the bag. I'm sure they got to do a lot of visual effects yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, had they not have already done that, like, I don't think you need to explain to the audience what a reboot is anymore, because I mean, we had like the Dark Knight trilogy, we had Ben Affleck as Batman, we had the Batman of 2022, and I don't think, you know, just for me, and I always get Jackie's view on this because like she's like my barometer for like what the normies think, and then just talking to people that are more casual fans, like I never encountered anyone that was confused by that at all.
No.
That like thought that was the same Batman. And so like my whole point just being like, it sucks that they already made this Flash movie, because I really don't think they need it to reboot. Like, just reboot. You don't need to explain.
I think it's a Fox situation with New Mutants where they had something and they just didn't want to throw out. They didn't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, you know.
Yeah.
And they found a way to get it out.
Yeah.
But this one must do a lot story wise, because I feel like if that was the case, like it'd be on HBO Max already a month ago. You know.
Yeah.
They must really be banking on it to do something.
I'm telling you, I think that it's basically gonna shut the door on this fucking, you know, Snyderverse bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And just leave the door cracked for James Gunn's shit. And I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I am not fucking optimistic about James Gunn running the DCEU.
Yeah,
or whatever the fuck they're calling it.
And I've like the Peacemaker. I loved. I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a nice little. It was funny as hell. Like, and also like a show that had a lot of heart.
Yeah.
But as far as like running a whole. I don't know what that would look like with him overseeing everything. Yeah, I guess
I
I'm not
haven't
optimistic
seen. I
either,
haven't
man.
seen him. I haven't seen him do anything serious. I've seen
Yeah,
him
because
do,
I mean,
I've
I
seen
think
him.
yeah,
I've seen him do horror and action comedy,
yeah. Peacemaker was
and he's
ultimately,
yeah.
even
and
though, like I said, it had a lot of heart. So did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like they
Yeah.
have heart in their moments in the same way that fucking Tommy Boy the movie has heart, even though
Yeah.
it's a comedy. You know what I mean? So it's like to
and
say that.
that's the thing. This is the dude right in the next Superman movie.
Yeah, man. Ugh.
I just don't understand why they keep doing the dumb shit of like they plan it out, they get it ready to go, scripts written, shit's ready to go. They get the actor, they got Cavill coming back as Superman.
Yeah,
which just blew my mind that he even agreed to do that shit, right? And he's ready to go. He left The Witcher. I mean, I know y'all were telling me that he was having creative differences and stuff with them anyway, so he's probably going to leave that show anyway. But
Yeah.
but he's coming in. I'm sure he turned other work down though to get ready to commit to the Superman movie.
In the suit, you know, like for that one.
For the scene in the Black Adam, right? That's these in that.
Yeah.
So
I was so much more excited for Amanda Waller.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Because like that movie did terribly, man. Like,
well,
I still haven't watched it.
What, Black Adam?
Okay, I admit it did fucking horribly.
I haven't watched it yet either.
It's going to break. It's going to break even, but that's it.
The reason why I think it, the reason why I probably did bad is I don't know that Black Adam is such a super popular character, is he? Maybe I'm wrong.
That movie had The Rock in it, which I think.
It's been in development for 11 years too, by the way.
Right.
Oh,
dude.
really?
And I think that one had that's enough to get people in the seats, but you have to have good word of mouth, and like at least like a movie like fucking Thor Ragnarok was like not great, but it was fun, and like I left that movie being like I enjoyed the shit out of that, and I would recommend someone go see it in theaters, and I guess that was not the case. I even free on HBO Max, like I watched the prologue and was like, okay, I'll finish it another time. That was 3 weeks ago. You know,
I've watched it twice.
Don't fucking care. Yeah.
I haven't watched Black Adam yet. I'm probably gonna watch it. So I know it's on HBO right now.
I was into it for the first part of the movie. The first part of the movie, I was into it.
Mm-hmm.
The entire second and third acts are pretty unwatchable, except for Dr. Fate.
That was the one thing I was excited about. Was he looked cool?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he looked cool. I like Pierce Brosnan too. I think he's a good casting choice,
dude. I think it is so tone deaf that they cast Hawkman as another angry black man after they've been told not to do that with Cyborg.
I don't understand. You're right. It is tone deaf. It's not realizing that people
tone deaf. I mean,
it's tone deaf. That's what it is. Tone deaf. You're going.
There are other ways to play Hawkman besides just an angry dude.
Sure, there are. So Hawkman's just some angry guy. Come on, man.
I'm trying to be honest. I mean,
that's just ridiculous, dude. Man, I don't know. You're making me wonder if I want to watch it now.
Dude, watch it. Okay, again, I watched it twice, and my take of it is that it's what I said for the X-Men, and what obviously is happening at Marvel right now. They are going to keep some of that casting. It's obvious. Hugh Jackman's been back.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart's been back. So they've kept some of that casting.
Well, remember we talked. You and I agreed on that. We thought they should keep some of the casting at least. I mean,
but I disagree with how they're doing it right now because there's some problems there. But what I'm saying is, in this movie, there are some castings that I think could have gone forward from this movie, and been a starting spot, but James Gunn has said no, none of that shit's coming in.
Dude, I think that's the right thing to do at this point. Like literally just be like, we're cutting it off, like quitting cold turkey, and having some type of vision going forward, which they did, which DC did try, and it didn't work before.
But do you guys remember that at the start of this Snyder shit, fucking The Rock was already cast as Black Adam?
Yeah, and it just took that long to.
Yeah, and so
I feel like he brought so much nonsense, like
into
well,
I've never seen
it. It's The Rock.
Like the whole his Terramana tequila had to be served on set, and all.
And doesn't he have like a clause in his thing that he like can't lose in a fight or something like that?
I don't know. Probably.
I've heard that on podcasts. I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but like that's silly to me, man. It's like I don't know enough about Black Adam to did he act like Black Adam did character wise, or did he just act like a kind of new character? Like,
okay, Black Adam and Jeff Johns' run, with what this was a butchery of, the Jeff Johns JSA run, had a completely different team at the JSA at the time. Okay. Yeah. Black Adam was treated like a dude that was on parole. Like the JSA was his Suicide Squad.
Okay, well that's cool.
Like he had, it was a thing where he had to like assimilate in, just like they did recently. They put him on the Justice League.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. But there's been a wide characterization of Black Adam. We have to remember this character's almost as old as Superman.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And at this time, like I gotta be with EE. The Rock is a franchise killer.
Yeah, man. I mean,
with his personal bullshit.
Well, there's a problem. He's always had an ego, I think, a little bit about himself. But it's like,
if you ever read his autobiography, The Rock says, you'll get a different picture of Rocky Johnson. Dwayne Rocky Johnson.
Sorry. Yeah. Was that the second book, or that was
the first one where he talks about.
No, I read the first one where he talks about his growing up, how he came up and everything, and I read that. Yeah, he was that
they basically sanitized to make the young Rock.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's it's a. I don't know, man.
There's some dark shit in the Rock's book.
There is. He's not he's not peachy clean, not peachy clean, not Mr. Squeaky clean, he's I don't know. I am trying to think about it. He said he's a franchise killer. Oh, Fast and the Furious. He's talking about that. But I don't know. Did he kill that franchise, or has that franchise been begging to kind of be put to death?
I think somebody should have been out taking that horse out in the yard a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, we can all agree that they probably should have stopped at least 4 or 5 movies ago.
But I don't know. But that's the thing. Like, I think they've had diminishing returns since The Rock was in that franchise.
Well, no, it always makes a lot of money when he's in it,
right? But not as much since the drama between The Rock and Vin Diesel, which
probably right. That's probably true. But okay, but okay, look at it from Vin Diesel's point of view, though. Right. He's been into shit since the beginning. Okay, you got The Rock, who just comes in, like I'm a star now. And Vin Diesel's like, fuck you,
Yeah, but fucking Vin Diesel showing up late and shit like that is a legitimate complaint.
Oh, sure it is. Well, it's Vin Diesel.
And that's what they got into it about at first. And then it spread out to The Rock versus Tyrese and all that other shit.
It does seem like he brings some nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's his wrestling background. That's what he knows.
Yeah.
Fucking all of them. Controversy creates cash.
I think they're trying to put their put their problems behind because Vin Diesel wants him in the last one, because this is supposed to be the last Fast and Furious movie coming up. So
they better put their shit. Right? Yeah, they better put their fucking shit together real quick then.
Yeah.
Well, dude, so I'll say back to like the DC like big picture type stuff. It sounds as though like Matt Reeves is gonna be able to do his thing with Batman, and like, that's gonna stay left alone and kind of unencumbered. And it's like, to me, that's great news, because I think they got to recognize their strengths of these standalone movies, man, and to be able to do
what they do best. It's when they try to make shit connect, they fuck everything up because they don't know how to do it. Just leave it alone. They better not fuck with that Batman movie. You better leave that shit alone, dude. I'm telling you.
Here's the thing that people don't understand is that when Grant Morrison did Batman, he wrote Batman completely different than what was going on at this time in the detective and Batman books. Okay. So like, it was Bat God, in the Justice League. So that's what they should look at. I think, go full
like
Big Seven.
That is like the norm in comic books of like, these things are interconnected, but it's like, it's you can have a really good Jason Aaron standalone Wolverine comic while he's also in the Avengers. And it's like, you don't necessarily like, me as a reader, I don't get hung up and be like, well, I don't know, why does he call Thor and this character in for help at this one moment? I just don't think about those things. I can just separate them. And I think like it's better to just give the audience a little bit of credit here to separate them and to be a little bit smarter as viewers, right? And just kind of like and you're gonna get a bunch of really bad fucking comicbook.com articles about like, how is when's Superman gonna show up in Matt Reeves' Batman? It's like, just dismiss that stuff out of hand. It's gonna be 50,000 words long.
It's like 50,000 words to tell you we don't know.
Yep
50,000 words to tell you we don't know, and it's a bad idea that shouldn't happen.
And you won't hear that from them. They'll say they want to see it and they love it.
Yeah,
and they think it's
of course.
The way to go, but
you want to wreck it? Go ahead, do that.
I don't know, Brink. Like, I think that DC has a franchise that could be bigger than Star Wars, and it's been completely mishandled. And Green fucking Lantern.
Dude, right?
Completely fucking mishandled.
Yeah, you can do. There's a lot.
But he gives a fuck about the Green Lantern. Get out of here.
Not yet, Russ. You don't yet. Just wait, buddy.
Dude,
wait till you get the right movie.
Yeah,
fuck Green Lantern. A stupid little ring, little dick.
Dude.
But like, even in that movie, Mark Strong was Sinestro.
Oh my god, dude. And like, that is one of those situations like we were just talking about a movie like this, but it's Pierce Brosnan too. As Fate, where it's like, fuck, perfect casting. Incredible casting on a really bad movie. You know what I mean? Like, I would love Mark Strong
crazy
is Sinestro, man. Like, he was so good.
They messed me up bad, man, on Young Justice when they started introducing all these different color rings. I'm like, no,
dude.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
That's been in the comics, man.
I don't remember that. Maybe that must have been a book I didn't read.
you gotta think about it.
That was that Jeff Johns that did that?
Yeah,
that was Jeff Johns. Yeah.
So there's like
the orange ring with Larfleeze.
Yeah, and
the blue and red rings.
The blue rings of hope with Saint Walker.
I mean, that is established of a thing as like Wolverine being in the X-Force at this point. Like, I feel like people at a point would have been like, wait, Wolverine's in the X-Force or whatever, but now it's like you kind of think of that, because of a certain run that that's just kind of how it is. And I think,
dude, like, that's the thing, fucking, they could do so much, and it doesn't take much. They have to just stop cramming everything into one film.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was a mistake really early on with to me with Batman Superman. I think they tried to play a lot of catch up with that movie, and I will still watch that movie, and I know it gets shit and it deserves it. I enjoy that the extended version or whatever, but yeah, like that was them trying to cram 6 years at that point of 8 years of Marvel progress and development into one movie, and we got what we got as a result. Sucks, and they seem to not ever learn their lesson from that.
Like they're also talking a Lobo movie.
Like, that'll be a standalone movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do things.
Because I thought Lobo was a cool character. I think he's always plays a badass.
Yeah, well, and it's like I hear that, and I'm like literally, why is that? Why would that get an ounce of attention? But then at the same time, I thought the same thing about on the James Gunn kick. Like I thought the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, literally, why is Marvel doing this? And that turned out to be what it was. And I don't know, man.
It's funny. What movie blew my mind? And with how successful it was. It was Deadpool. I didn't think Deadpool would.
I thought that would. I
didn't think that
enough people like Deadpool.
I didn't think Deadpool had the following to blow up the way it did. And I mean, and Ryan Reynolds is, of course, it's like he's made for the fucking role. But I'm just saying, I feel like the character, though, what I remember in the comic books, he was like, I never considered him a mainstream character. I always considered him kind of like the comedy relief of comic books. He was just stupid, and
I think people
I don't know.
At the time when that movie came out, definitely had an appetite for that type of character.
It was fucking violence and titty jokes. The whole fucking movie.
But
bang.
Yeah. Exactly. And it worked. It worked. I was like, wow, okay. I mean,
that's that's the other thing. Fucking Ryan Reynolds was in fucking contention for Deadpool forever. Had that shitty Wolverine Origins movie, and came back and did that.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot.
I remember that. Goddamn, that Wolverine Origins movie. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Very bad. Don't recommend. 0.
It was weird, man. I really tried to find positives in that movie, and it was a tough one. That movie was a tough watch. For me, that was a tough movie to get. Man. It's hard to get through it. I mean, at least for me, it was. That's hard. I
remember, that movie came out when me and Jackie very first started dating, and she had someone in her family that would always have bootleg movies around, and we got that, and we watched it, and I was like, and she was like, why are the CGI effects so bad, in the prologue, and I was like, this is a bootleg. They probably got an early copy. They're not done. We saw it in theaters. Exactly the same. Literally exactly the same. It just had even in 2009 when that came out, this retrograde, computer animated stuff. It was so bad, man.
Yeah, man, there was definitely some. I agree with you about the CGI too. It was definitely pretty hateful. I mean,
I don't know what gives with it. Just what gives, man.
I don't know. Fucking my boy's got his mouth missing in action.
They fucking sewed it closed.
Yeah,
and shit.
Sewed it closed.
Oh, yeah.
Some fucking Matrix bullshit.
Yeah, man.
After Wolverine got his adamantium claws, they always look so bad, and he I don't know what it was. There was some point he went this with his claws, downward, and cut something. On the flat end of them, and I was like,
what?
Wow,
that's amazing! Wow,
yeah, nobody on set, even Hugh Jackman wasn't so director, shouldn't I go this to cut the thing? And
I mean,
nope.
Hugh Jackman was probably you'll just give me the fuck off there.
I'm just
get done with it and go.
$15 million right now.
Right.
I think the Wolverine though is kind of underappreciated. The
second one.
Yeah,
I like that. It's better. I mean, so I think that movie has a benefit of coming after literally one of the worst comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
and it's really goofy and bad in its own ways, but I would sit and watch the Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I have a few times. Like,
yeah,
it's not terrible.
it's
It's
entertaining.
not hateful. Yeah, like you can tell I don't know who directed that. Was that James Mangold too? I know James Mangold did the third one, which I love that movie.
Yeah,
Logan.
I love Logan.
I do, and I feel like that movie gets hated on. But I love it.
A lot of people hate it because it was 2013 for the Wolverine,
2014 I think for the Wolverine, and then 17 for Logan.
No, I'm looking here. Oh, 2013,
okay.
Yeah.
The Wolverine is the one where he's in Japan and shit, right?
Yeah.
That's one of Anna's
directed
favorites.
by James Mangold.
Anna likes that one a lot.
And James Mangold, I remember at that point, I was excited about that because he did Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix, and then I saw the Wolverine. I was like, okay, well maybe he just has like, I don't know, maybe turned it up for Logan or for that Johnny Cash movie.
Yeah.
But then again, Logan, he was top tier. I love that movie, man. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's mentioning about X-23. I mean,
it changed their story all around.
Yeah,
I mean, like you have to here's the thing, like you have to divorce yourself from source material or you're not going to enjoy any of these movies.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's a different medium. It's they have to make a concise story for what they're trying to tell. And I think the more like that is remembered, the better off people are going to be, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you're right. You literally got to treat them as their own like you said, their own source. Like that's how I had to do the Avenger movies and shit. I mean, I had to forget about anything I ever read. Forget it. It just didn't, even though I will say this, in some of those movies, they tried to put, get stuff in there, but I just don't think it always worked out well. But
as great as the Marvel run has been, I do think Kevin Feige is a source of a lot of the problems with it too. Because he's gone and said that the MCU takes place in the 616 universe. Okay.
Oh yeah. Did he know what that meant? Do you think when he said it?
I don't know. And that's the thing. If you don't know what it means, shut the fuck up. Right? because people like me are going to start to think and not like the product as much because it doesn't seem like you know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. Because there are scenes in Captain America: The First Avenger that are ripped right from the first issue of the Ultimates.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's scenes like the casting of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury.
Yeah,
that's not the regular Marvel universe. The Marvel universe,
the existence of the Triskelion in Winter Soldier, like that's a Ultimates universe thing. A lot of this is Ultimates. Yeah. I mean,
Black Widow and Hawkeye being SHIELD agents.
Yeah.
That's all fucking Ultimates. I mean, it seems like such a nitpicky thing, but what you have to understand is when people are fans of these fucking products and you say something stupid like that and it's not based on fact.
Yeah, you're gonna hear
you're going to alienate. You're gonna alienate, or at least like me, put a bee in my fucking bonnet.
Yeah, get me all fired up.
Worst case, you're gonna put a bee in my bonnet, Kevin.
Yeah. God damn you, Feige.
I mean,
it's like you said. Like if you don't know, it's fine. Just don't.
He gets a free pass, dude, because everyone focuses on his successes.
Yeah,
but then don't really want to fuck with any problems he's had, So it's, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because he hasn't had that many of them. I don't know. So I don't know. Isn't Feige fucking around and like handling a lot of shit? He's handling Star Wars shit too, isn't he?
He's supposed to be directing a Star Wars movie.
Is he really? Wow.
Oh my god, man.
That's what I'm wondering, when we're gonna start
I
seeing.
mean,
when
that
is
is gonna
Disney gonna
be,
start making movies again?
dude. That's gonna be the fucking end of the universe right there. The fucking whole internet's gonna fucking implode once Kevin Feige directs a movie that's executive produced by Kathleen Kennedy.
Dude, I know, man.
Man, Star Wars fans hate her, man. They hate her guts. Oh my god, I'm blown away sometimes by how much hate I hear for that woman. I don't
Let's
even
be honest.
I don't know. I don't know. Just like what does she do? I don't know what she does.
I think I don't know. So it's funny because I think anything bad happens gets attributed to her, but anything that's good,
right,
doesn't get attributed.
You know exactly, which is really
goes
weird.
straight to Favreau.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, and
I mean,
I'm in Star Wars with like, I don't know. I'm just like, I haven't started watching the Bad Batch, and I don't know if I will.
I watched episode 1 and 2. I gotta watch episode 3.
I gotta be really motivated to do that.
I haven't watched season 1 or finished Clone Wars.
Yeah, so Clone Wars, I'd watch those last 4 episodes, man. Tell you, can't recommend those highly enough. But then, like, we just got Andor, and like Andor was so good. What's up, Gort? Like, Andor was so good to me, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, maybe I do like Star Wars again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know.
I think Anna didn't care for the Andor show. She didn't. She
really?
She couldn't get through the. I think she got up to episode 3 when she was watching it. She said that she tapped out. She's like, I just don't. She just didn't like it. I told her I think it's a slow burn a little bit in the beginning. You got to kind of let it go, and it gets better. But
and I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I said it anytime I can get anyone to listen. But like, they do like such a good job of tying the last episode back to so many things in episode 1 that you just overlooked. Like, so good. But yeah, I mean, that put me in a different place with Star Wars. Where I'm like, not necessarily. I will never be in the position to be like, I'm gonna watch everything that Star Wars puts out. I still haven't watched that Tales of the Jedi stuff. Like, and it's like, that's crazy.
You should check that out. That Tales of the Jedi. Those shorts are good, and it won't even take you that long. But they're good though. They're good.
But it's like just like my thought process. Like, I would have never said that in 2018 or 2017. You know, like I would have been all on board on everything, reading all the books still. And
no, I think it's kind of. I don't know. I think it's now. There was a time when anything Star Wars, you think, okay, automatically slap Star Wars on it, it's going to go. It's going to be successful no matter what.
Yeah,
but now I feel like
reading or whatever.
Yeah, now I feel like Star Wars fans though have gotten a little bit where it's like, hey, we're not going to let you fuck up our world here, you know?
Like, they're flooding the market.
Well, they are flooding the market.
That's what they're doing. They're putting out.
They are.
Bang, 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 seeing what sticks to the wall,
true.
And just fucking continuing with that.
But at the same time, though,
and what they're continuing, if you look, is the stuff that seems to be what people want. There's not too much. There's not too much word on Boba Fett season 2, but there's
please no, man.
Every couple weeks there's fucking Mandalorian news.
But dude, it's funny, man. Like people like that Boba Fett show. Like I know a lot of people who who were like, for whatever reason, just like felt the need to defend it, man.
Well,
never on its merits, but
I think some people. I think there were people that liked seeing, like seeing the criminal underworld and all that. This is what I kept the arguments I kept getting from people
in like the goof, but like I like to see the underworld, but in the goofiest possible way possible.
Yeah. My issue, actually, that's my issue with it. I didn't think it was. Honestly, I didn't think it was hard enough.
I feel like too campy,
too silly.
Yeah, I feel like
it was literally like watching Batman 66, dude.
Yeah, kind of like Boba Fett is supposed to be this badass, and they turned him into a pansy. I didn't get it, and I'm like, well, she's a changed person. Man, he ain't that. Wait a minute, change is great.
They give us
you don't become a pussy. Come on,
show us how he got some robes. You know what I mean? Like literally,
and he kept spending time in that fucking tank. It was driving me crazy.
I'm gonna make a show about my life 2 episodes are going to be dedicated to how I ended up with this fucking plaid shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Literally
no backstory for you.
Dude, it's funny because it's like somebody who we all know who defended that show a lot. Anytime somebody would say something negative about it, like he would always comment and be like, "Oh, just more like nerd tears for you. Like, go ahead and cry." I'm like, it's like, I'm not crying. I'm just like pointing out that this show is fucking terrible, dude. So like that's what I say is like, no, like a lot of the arguments that I saw with that weren't on its merits, and it's literally because, and it's like, dude, disagree with me, but like, let's talk about the product, right? Let's talk about the
right.
Defend it or whatever. But it's like a lot of like I didn't see many people like able to point out here's where this show is actually good, or like
the show's actually good at being eye candy for a few scenes. That's what Boba Fett's good for.
Literally, like not even to me, like not even that. Like
that Rancor scene.
Yeah, but like, like, who the fuck cares? Like,
but it was cool.
Excited about that, dude. No, that's the thing. Like, people were excited. Like, we get to see Boba Fett ride a Rancor. I was like, I don't know who asked for that. Like,
nobody asked for it, but it's it was cool. I thought anyway.
Well,
yeah, maybe, man.
Like I tried,
but like the Power Rangers, like
that was silly.
Like the first time I saw that, I was like, whoa, yeah.
But I really tried to like that show. I really did, and I even was defending it at one point.
I watched every episode, man. I won't do that shit anymore, man. If there's something that's that bad, I just won't.
I felt like, and this is how I felt. How in the hell do you have a show where you got the title character, you dedicate episodes to him, and all of a sudden you shift and you go to where you're dedicating
there were 2 good episodes of Boba Fett.
To the Mandalorian.
It was the 2 that didn't feature Boba Fett.
Exactly. And those are your best episodes where your title guy is not in it. He's not involved in
I remember in the season finale, that dude, he's like helping that Wookiee, and he's got his gun, and he's like this, and he pushes the Wookiee off and then goes like this. Bam, pow, and then he shoots, dude. It's so fucking tough. I fell out of my chair when I saw that. I was like, literally, what am I watching?
What did you think about Cad Bane?
He was cool. I thought he was cool. He got stabbed or whatever, but
I thought they did a good job on live action.
No, I actually did too. I thought he was a menace. He shot that dude. He shot that dude in the arm, and then it was like a post-credit scene that he was still alive. I was like, he shot him in the whatever. Yeah. Okay, he shot him in the shoulder, but okay. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Cad Bane was a character from the Clone Wars that I really liked a lot. So when it was just fun to see him,
that like got me back in to the show for a minute when he showed back up. I
was excited to see that, but I feel like they used that. I don't know. I feel like they knew that this show was badly written. It was badly done. I feel like they were doing things to make the show, try to make the show appealing, because they knew it wasn't a great show. I really do. I
wonder how that happens. You know what I mean? Like how that happens to where like a studio is like whenever like maybe the director leaves, or like they get done reading the script and like they look at each other from across the room and they're like, guys, or I don't know about, or like I don't know how that works, you know, and they're like, this just ain't it. Like
you know what's funny? Like Mandalorian was so, like in season 2 was amazing. I love season 2 of Mandalorian. Okay, it was great. And the last episode, when we get one of the coolest scenes ever of Luke Skywalker just going to work. Okay, I mean, it was fun. I liked it. That was love.
I still do.
Right, but we still understand that just added to a great show. But the show is great, right?
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, I got a weird ass question. You guys liked? Did you like Mandalorian season 2 over Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you like
as a whole?
Did you like the Luke scene or the Vader scenes better?
So I'll go first because I'm ready. So
go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll take the Vader scene, but only the one from the last episode where him and Obi-Wan are. Everything else before that, I think is goofy. It's goofy to me, man. I don't know what it is. I'm not crazy about it. I think it's shot in a way that's unserious, and I don't want to hear. I do pay attention to that, and Afwate had a really good explanation of why that is. Why a show looks like a show, and a movie looks like a movie, and or looked like a fucking movie from frame 1 to when it ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know. I would like that from all this shit, but that Obi-Wan, the last episode with Vader and him, where they actually talked to one another, that to me beats that Luke scene for sure.
Yeah, okay. That's just not fair, Nick, because Obi-Wan is absolutely probably my favorite Star Wars character. I mean, he really is. I love Obi-Wan, man. And so it's totally not fair for me. I'm only going to say that, but well, I think what I did like about it is I did like the dialogue. I liked that they, had some, and then
I like the dialogue too in that one part of that one.
Yeah,
I'm hating on it, but it wasn't as bad. But so and I'll say this too to make it clear. So like Obi-Wan to me was like a 7 out of 10. Maybe, I don't even know if I'd give it. Let's say it's a 6 out of 10. Okay, without that exchange in the last episode, it's like a 2 out of 10. Whereas Mandalorian, let's say it's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. Without that Luke scene, it's a 7.9 out of 10. Like,
right.
For me,
again, that Luke scene just added a little bit to it.
Yeah, like Obi-Wan hinged on that last episode being good and delivering what I wanted. Where I think that could have been a 90-minute movie, and been really good and had the same impact. I think it had a lot of goofy stuff, like with like that time where he like shot the laser to disable that shield. It was like yay high. You know what I mean? And then like whoever directed that episode made sure to pan up and show that the shield was really low and could ease. It's just like goofy shit like that. Like that's the stuff. Like, how does this fall through? But whatever, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I liked it too because Obi-Wan and Vader are I mean,
that last episode, man.
They're always going to be
top tier Star Wars stuff.
They're always tied together.
Yeah. It was so good, man.
We had the great lightsaber battle at the end of Revenge of the Sith. We had, and it was good, and it was nice to know that before A New Hope, when Obi-Wan gives himself to the Force and Vader's, it's nice to know that they did meet up again.
Yeah, and it's cool because it makes it make sense when Obi-Wan's like, no, man, like in A New Hope when he's like, no, this dude, he's too far gone and he's dead. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like that, and that's what you want from a prequel. You want it to make the subsequent thing mean more, right? In the way that Rogue One did for A New Hope too, of like these how they got the plans or whatever. But
well, remember and him when he appears to Luke in Return of the Jedi out, and Luke's, why didn't you tell me? And he explains it took, but and he
George
says,
Lucas didn't know back then, man.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I just do what he tells me.
He hadn't written shit down yet. What can I say? But
George Lucas didn't know he was going to get a sequel, dude.
But it did. You're right. It does explain away because I always thought Obi-Wan, like in those original movies, Obi-Wan had a low opinion of Vader. It's like Vader's just twisted. He's metal. He's garbage. It was
more
just like
machine than man.
Right. And
that was a bad little Alec Guinness there. Now give me some credit.
Not bad. That's not bad. Not bad. But you find out that's why he had that opinion. Nice to see that it bridges that a little bit. That Obi-Wan really learned what he become, and I think Obi-Wan was like, God damn, it's pretty bad. I don't know. I also like seeing Obi-Wan flex his force abilities. That was badass. I like watching all the rocks bury that mother. He's smacking him with boulders, man. Kicks ass. Oh man, it is
strong, man. It was a strong finale.
Yeah, it was. It was good, and I agree with you though. I think that finale is what made it like it probably redeemed it. Honestly, a bit. It did. Without that confrontation, I don't think it's like the show's just not as good. It's just not. It's just, I mean, it's not. It wasn't the worst, but I've seen Star Wars wise, but it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been as enjoyable. That final confrontation kind of made it worth it to me to watch everything else, and get there. It was fun.
Word.
But it's interesting that you said that, though, Nick, because I did like I like the Vader scene too, though. At the end of, I know, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna compliment Rogue One. Okay, everyone prepare yourself. Because that movie at the end, that was a badass scene with Vader at the end of that movie. I loved it. Just wanted to see Vader just slaughter motherfuckers, man. Oh God, just to show how evil he is, and it was cool. Still lazy writing, but
take a writing class.
You'll fucking take a writing class.
You'll understand.
Oh man, that's too funny. Oh God.
But if you guys are amenable, I'd like to talk about Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, because that was a huge thing this week.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Let's touch on it.
So let me go ahead and lay the background for you. Wizards of the Coast was the company that originally did Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
And Magic the Gathering became huge, so Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast. After Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast, they used Wizards of the Coast to buy Dungeons and Dragons from the Gyrax family. Okay. So with this latest edition of Dungeons and Dragons, they have something called the Open Gaming License. Okay. It's where creators can use Dungeons and Dragons mechanics and certain materials in order to make content. Okay. Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast have been pretty offhands about this. They're coming out with a new edition of D&D called 1D&D. It's going to be integrated with virtual tabletop apps, mini apps, and a lot of other stuff like microtransaction-y shit for Dungeons and Dragons, where they're already hitting you for source books at least every quarter.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So the new open gaming license that they're calling the 1.1, they had it leaked what they were planning on doing. The D&D community was so pissed that like the big YouTube channels like XP to Level 3, Nerd Immersion, Dungeon Dudes, all those dudes were calling for people to cancel their D&D Beyond subscriptions, because it was somebody on Reddit, whether they work for Wizards of the Coast or not, said that the only way that you're going to get through to them is through your
monetarily
pocket. Yeah. So canceling D&D's Beyond subscriptions was the easiest way for them to see that, people are pissed. So Hasbro came out, Wizards of the Coast, which is basically Hasbro, came out with a statement basically gaslighting everybody, being like, well, this isn't what the final version of what we were going to do, blah, 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 blah. And then like one of the lines was, I've got to look this up real quick because it's such a dickhead line. Like they said basically to the effect, here it is. I'm getting it. Yeah, so they were saying that what they were tightening up on the license for was to make sure that nobody used like their product for hateful reasons. Like the clan can't get a hold of D&D and make it fucking D&D clan D&D. Well, they already can because the product's out there and they can do what the fuck they want. They're the clan. They don't give a fuck if you sue them.
Yeah, right.
Oh God, I can't find this quote, but it was basically just gaslighting the entire D&D community. And like it's a huge deal because it is shitty once you have a license where you allow people to use your content and then you just try and take that back and add stipulations to it in
after the fact. Yeah.
And yeah, but
well, it's tough because like you know, rules like that are made in consideration of the worst possible usage of that rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you maybe it's a thing where you know just give the fans some credit and assume that most fans aren't the Klan. You know what I mean? Like,
right,
they're gonna use the shit in a probably in a way that's just gonna be fun for them, interesting for them, and you know they can always say, well, this is how it could be used to this worst possible extent. But that's again, it's gonna be so rare. You know, it kind of sucks to make everyone else pay for that.
Yeah. Like, here's part of the statement. The licensed back language was intended to protect us and our partners from creators who incorrectly allege that we steal their work simply because of coincidental similarities. As we continue to invest in the game that we love and more forward with partnerships in film, television, and digital games, that risk is simply too great to ignore. So that is a good point.
Yeah.
You know, D&D has grown amazingly within, you know, Stranger Things and Vox Machina, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Critical Role had to come out with a statement, and they're partnered up with D&D Beyond as one of their sponsors. So basically they had to, you know, come out and put out like a milquetoast statement being like, we support everyone, just calm down, you know.
We support everyone. We think everyone should just be good all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Where the D&D and WotC fans are getting wrong is that they are saying that Wizards of the Coast makes more money than Hasbro. The numbers are...
There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way. For the accounting that they've done in 2021, which is the last numbers that we're going to have, WotC made $1.5 billion. Hasbro made 6.5.
Yeah. Now, I feel like Wizards of the Coast has some heat on them, not in Magic the Gathering too, because and I'm not, and I would say I'm not well versed. I am to an extent, unfortunately, by accident versed in Magic the Gathering because of my YouTube algorithm with getting into shit with my son, but like. They had their what is it, their 30th anniversary?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been their 30th. Of like this set of cards that came out. Are you aware of this, Nick? Okay.
Yeah, it was like $1,000, wasn't it?
Is this the Isn't
yeah. So it was basically like a set of like a few, let's say under 50, and I'm sure it wasn't close to 50, but under 50 cards that were really sought after. Cards really hard to get on the secondary market, a lot of which are banned to the point where like you can't use them in the game anymore because they're so old and they're just broken. And it's the same thing with any card game, like you have cards like that, but this set literally retailed for $1,000, and
Christ.
Which is like they basically like you're basically paying secondary market prices for all this shit, like to get it from the horse's mouth. And I looked on the website and it's sold out. Like people bought this, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And again, like I play, like my son and I, like we play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh and put too much money into it. They literally are doing the exact same thing because they're coming up on their 20th of like the US card game, and they're re-releasing like all their original packs, like in the same blisters that they came in and all this stuff. And you get like 3 packs from each of the first 4 sets, and the whole set itself, plus like these guaranteed like rare cards. The whole set is like $32, which is like what you would pay for, you know, that amount of cards from like whatever the current set is. So it's like, no, that's how you do it. That's how you fucking do it. And it's like it makes them look so bad when it's like, well, 2 months after they put out this thing, another super popular card game with a lot of longevity attached to it too, a lot of nostalgia attached to it too. If you grew up, if you're my age, like you grew up with it to an extent, can literally put out the exact same product, but in a way that like it's going to be at Target, it's going to be at Walmart, it's going to be at Books A Million. Like it's just fucking absurd, man.
The other thing is that that I have to take some gumption with people is that they're complaining about because of re-releases of certain things that the secondary market is going down for cards.
Fuck them, dude.
Fuck that.
No, the company needs to do what they need to do to appeal to their audience and to make themselves some money. The company shouldn't do one single thing in consideration of the secondary market. They have to be completely absent of that in the same way that Hasbro should when it comes to Marvel Legends, to Star Wars Black Series. Like, could you imagine being like you guys are familiar with like the Archive series of Black Series? Could you imagine they'd be like, well, we don't really want to put out this Dengar because that's really going to hurt guys on the secondary market. Like, no, dude, like assume that everyone on the secondary market is a fucking greedy scumbag. And I'll say that as a person who lives in the secondary market. Yes, I'm a greedy scumbag, and I take advantage of people when I know that I have a thing that is sought after and I can get a lot of money for. Like,
absolutely.
That's not the company's job ever to do that or even consider that, man. Like, you have to say these guys can go fuck themselves. We're gonna exist where we exist, which should be above that.
And it's like sad. There are, like you said, like that set. That's a legitimate complaint about Wizards of the Coast. Okay, but like them putting out sets that are crossovers with other properties, that's not a legitimate complaint. Because it's putting out content. You can either buy it or not buy it.
Yeah, and that may just be like an unfortunate kind of facet of the internet right now. Is like you the inability to just ignore a thing that you're not crazy about.
Like they were complaining about the fucking Dungeons and Dragons crossover with Magic, which I think is the like most fucking peanut butter and jelly thing you could have.
I know, but again, just don't buy it. That is the most effective thing you can do. Is to not give that thing your money.
And they're doing a Transformers set.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy a box so I can have that set. I love Magic.
If you're into it,
Yeah.
Well, it's a combination of two things you like. I mean, it's kind of badass. I don't know, man. A friend of RJ's was into Magic, and I went to a couple of tournaments he had. He was doing, and just to watch him play and stuff and support him, and all that, and I was actually surprised, first of all, by how many people were there. But I didn't expect it to be like
it's any of them.
Yeah,
like any of these card games, man.
I just didn't know they were that popular. I didn't know, and it was like, wow. So I was pretty taken by it. But and how serious they are. Yeah, they have a good time too, but they're very serious. They talk a lot of shit. It's kind of funny.
I used to play it. I used to play at Star City Games in Roanoke, man. It was a big fucking deal. That was like one of their first locations, man. And they had tournaments, and fucking dudes would bag you out. They just fucking call judge if you do anything wrong whatsoever, and you would forfeit that match.
Yeah, they were pretty good at making sure. It seemed like that. Certain cards weren't allowed to be played or something like that, and
there's always been. I mean, Magic kind of like, I know there were card games before Magic, but Magic kind of like gave us a banned list for tournaments. It gave us, it gave us like formats for tournaments between like Constructed, Two-Headed Giant, all the different ways that you can play Magic have basically come out of like the community and professional play.
It's wild, dude. It's crazy. I think it surprised me because I think it took off. Like, I remember when Yu-Gi-Oh was pretty crazy, for a while, and I mean, I remember RJ was into that when he was younger, and he got, and he would have duels with people and stuff, and I just didn't understand what I thought the cards did all 50 million things. It was crazy, but I remember him doing that stuff, and Anna was explaining to me that they would have competitions for that shit. I'm like, really? Yeah, because I just didn't realize.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Like my local shop. I mean, I really do think, like, and I've said it before, like for LCS, like you have to have events like this. Just and, like they do something every day. Like they have like literally any day of the week. Like it's like Tuesday through Sunday. It's either it's Magic, it's Yu-Gi-Oh, it's fucking Digimon. Like there's a Digimon card game. Like Pokemon's still huge. That's like the big Sunday one here. But yeah, any of that shit, and like they do tabletop stuff still. Like
it's so weird how the nerd segregation works, because like there are game shops that refuse to sell cards. They just,
is that right, man?
Yeah, they just want to do tabletop and minis and nothing else.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like that to me,
completely be a tabletop store. And like I don't think that you can make it anymore without catering to those cards, man.
But you have to, man. You have to
I mean, it's a product that you're gonna sell.
Keep your doors open to that, you know. Like that's it's like my take too. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
You're money.
You know, that shit. I don't know. That's.
I can understand limited retail space if you're saying, okay, I'm going to
sure
only on this
cards,
because of retail space.
Dude, you put a little like bumper, like the thing that they sell cigarettes on in the gas station.
Right.
Like the rolling paper ones.
Yeah.
You just put a fucking card dispenser like in back of your register.
Yeah.
Right.
You just push a button and the fucking packs come down. That's what they do have those.
It's pretty badass, man.
Yeah, man. And so like there's no reason except for like nerd snobbery to not fucking sell cards and tabletop products in the same shop.
Well, I mean, you definitely get that nerd snobbery for, and I do think cards are more of a, unless you were into Magic, that's more of a thing of like people that my age got into. With Pokemon was the first one. Magic was before a little bit, but like people my age were probably too young for Magic, right? Magic was more mid late 90s, right?
Yeah,
of when that started popping off. Pokemon was a huge one. Pokemon was a floodgate thing of like open up a lot of stuff that came out post that. A couple of them stuck, right? Pokemon's still around.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh definitely was one of them.
Legend of the Five Rings is still around, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's shit that I've never heard of. You know, like
dude.
Like,
one of my favorite card games of all time went out, and it was Vampire: The Eternal Struggle. It was made by White Wolf contracted out somebody to make a card game out of their universe, and it was fucking awesome.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It was one of my favorite card games of all time.
Like the Phantom Menace came out, and there was like a Star Wars card game attached to that.
Yeah,
it was like unplayable and terrible.
Sure.
I had them all.
My best man in my wedding, Billy, he had all the Star Trek ones. And I'm a big Trekkie man.
That's awesome.
That was definitely a thing. And I wonder if they still do that. I don't know what the media tie-ins are like too much anymore, but I wonder if they still just come up with a
I think there's a Star Trek TCG right now, but I know for a fact there's not a Trek one. And dude, Star Wars is like in the hangouts and stuff, all the guys have been talking about like the Star Wars mini shit.
Yeah,
they're kind of cool. I've been looking at some of that.
Those are I forget the name of it, but those are great. Like they come painted already.
Yeah.
And like I always
I think I saw those. I thought I saw them at Walmart.
There's one little comic shop on my house. Nick is the same thing. Like I don't think they sell cards, but they do minis. They have minis and comics, a couple figures here and there, but they have those Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah,
is the name of it. Yeah, like they I always look at them. They look great, man. Like if I don't know if I had a little place to put, I might could do something. You know, it's like throw a few ships up or whatever. They look really cool, but yeah, like that's like I feel like that's a nice entry level thing for people if they're not trying to paint a bunch of shit.
I think what my Star Wars fandom for collecting is going to end up being is Star Wars Lego shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun, man.
Like, yeah,
it's
I mean,
really
like
fun, dude.
those fucking helmets are cool. I like the ships they've done, like the Boba Fett's ship. The
Boba
Millennium
Fett's
Falcon.
willing partner.
Yeah.
Boba Fett's well paid and well and well treated friend.
Yes.
Well compensated friend, yeah.
Star Trek had that shit too, where they had controversy, man, because with the Orion slave girls.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Kirk was a bad boy.
my man, yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars Legos are fun. He's got a bunch of them, but yeah, they're
Kirk,
cool.
look, Kirk was banging everybody, dude.
Kirk versus Luke Skywalker.
That's the horniest captain in the fucking universe, man.
And here's the little thing for Kirk. The Star Trek battle music is playing.
Yo, hey, Nick, have you heard when the release date for Picard season 3 is?
No, I don't, but I believe it's April.
Is it in April? Oh, shit, okay.
Dude, have you seen anything about that, Sam?
Season 3 of that?
Yeah, Picard.
No.
February 16th. I was wrong.
February 16th? Oh, shit.
Yes.
It's really close.
Weeks,
Oh, my God. That's got a month away. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, dude. They're bringing back Worf.
Yep.
Crusher.
Yep.
Riker.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Fucking Deanna.
Doctor. Yeah. You said Crusher already.
Yeah.
They're bringing back
Moriarty.
That's Moriarty. I was trying to remember the guy. Sherlock Holmes' nemesis.
And at the end of the fucking trailer, the last thing they see is Data go by a thing, and Geordi turns his head and says, "Lore." So it's Data's brother, Lore.
Data's brother, Lore. The evil Data. I remember him. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I remember. Wasn't Lore like the first one that he built or something? And then,
Lore was the second. Remember, because
that's right. Because
in Nemesis they had B4.
That's right. He was built first. Yeah. Okay. I remember. Yeah. Lore was just built before Data was, and Lore started taking on like, I don't know. Lore started, I guess, getting emotions. I don't know. I don't know. Lore was a bad motherfucker, though, man. Shit.
So like it seems like what they're doing. Because I enjoyed both series of Picard, both season 1 and 2.
Oh, me too.
I thought it was fucking strong.
Yeah, season 2 was wild as shit. I loved it though. Are
those shows are they well regarded?
I don't know. I think I see a lot of most Trek fans complain about anything that isn't the original series or next gen.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much.
What are you gonna do?
But like there's there's Trek fans that like a lot. If you get into conversations with intelligent Trek fans, like it's the same thing about any other product. But like the neckbeards are like TOS or nothing, man.
No, that sucks. That sucks. You do, man. It's like a thing. Like you gotta have either room to grow, but like if it brings new people in, then you have like you need that as a fan of a franchise. You need new people coming in constantly, or else it's just gonna go away. Like, and if that's what you want, like that's fucked up, you know. If you're I'd rather just see this go away.
Yeah, seriously.
I think that both seasons of Picard were strong. That's my personal opinion.
I agree with you.
I think what they're doing with this is they've seen Patrick Stewart age through both of these seasons.
Yeah.
What this season is the fucking love letter to next gen that we all wanted because it ended too soon.
Yep.
And it looks like they're taking out all the stops for this. And it's supposedly, from what people are saying, it's supposed to be the end of the next gen, kind of like Generations, and catapulting the next thing. That's why there's the Enterprise F in this, and also the next Star Trek Titan.
That's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy to see Durgan. When I heard they were bringing back Worf, that's probably my favorite next gen character, man. He was great.
And they give you like all these cool things in the trailer. Like, okay, here's a 5-second snap of what this character's been up to. Like Worf, he's like, I prefer pacifism now. You know,
right.
That's
fucking
cool.
pacifist Klingon.
Yeah. Not to mention that Klingon was a violent Klingon at times too.
Yeah,
was always having to fight to control his anger and how pissed off he get people.
Well, man, it's about 11. It's about 11:10. What do y'all think? Go ahead and head to the hangouts.
Sure. That sounds good.
All right, man. Well, thank you everybody for coming along with us on another ride this week. I appreciate it.
Good times, man.
Appreciate it. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, it's cool.
And all right. Peace, love, and hair grease. We're out.
Adios.